John Irvin. I'm the Chief Data Officer for Deloitte Technology US. You might ask, what is Deloitte Technology US? It's actually pretty simple. It's the internal IT organization of the US firm. And I'm here today to talk to you a little bit about our journey with Dataiku, how we use it. So we've been at the we've been at the journey a little while. So I'm not going to talk to you just about use cases. Actually, about a year ago, I did a presentation in Nashville. I'm from Nashville, at the Nashville Analytics Summit, talking about how you really scale, right, data science capabilities within a large enterprise. And you can talk about challenges with people, process, technology, and data. One that we've found is the most interesting is people. And I'm going to talk to you a little bit about that today. Why do I put up a picture of myself again? It's just to reinforce, I'm not with Deloitte Consulting. Nothing against my Deloitte Consulting friends. I love my Deloitte Consulting friends. They're right here, Nitin and Fred. If you haven't seen Nitin and Fred, go stop by and see Nitin and Fred. They actually, it's because of those guys that I actually have a job. But I live in your world, right? I work for an organization, $35 billion organization with 180,000 employees. And my job is to be responsible for the strategy, our data and analytics strategy, our AI strategy, and how we support the operations of our firm. And I want to share that experience with you. I follow that with something that looks like a marketing slide, but I promise you there's some value here for you. This isn't just a bunch of words on a slide. If you haven't been out to Deloitte's site or explored what our voice out in the market is, I'd encourage you to look up the Data AI Institute. A fantastic resource for you to stay up to date with what's going on, the latest thought of our experts, the surveys that we do. I'd highly encourage you to get plugged in there. If you're not talking about ethics and trust with AI, you should be. Another fantastic resource. Again, you don't have to be a Deloitte customer. If you're an audit customer and you say, well, you know, if you can't do consulting with me, that's fine. Go out there and check out our trustworthy AI framework. If nothing else, again, if you already have a framework in place to get a new perspective, if you don't have a framework in place, to be thinking about what you should be considering. And it's actually, especially with GenAI capabilities rolling out, it's getting ready to go through an update. So both of those are fantastic resources. And the last thing on this slide that I'll point out, what we're doing internally. We've obviously made millions of dollars of investments in our internal platforms. There's one reference on the screen. It's called the Deloitte Engineering Platform. I told you my job is to focus internally on how we operate. We do have a differentiation often of kind of capabilities between how we operate internally and how we serve our customers, but there's obviously close synergies and collaboration. The Deloitte Engineering Platform is used by over 40,000 Deloitte consulting professionals to serve you, our customers, and all 40,000 of those professionals have access to Dataiku as part of the solutions to help serve you better. Democratizing data science capabilities enabled by Dataiku has been a journey that we've been on for a significant time. These are different use cases represented from across our firm. Finance, talent, marketing, you name it. If it's an insight or if it's a use case that can provide value to our business, we've enabled it. Let me tell you a little bit about the journey. About 9 years ago, we had data science teams across our firm, federated all over the place, no common tools, no common process, doing work on their laptops, giving it their individual best efforts. So we invested in a common data platform for internal use called the Deloitte Data Science Lab. Great success, right? We got all these folks, the data scientists in our organization, a couple hundred of those folks, easy access to data, made their life incredibly easy. So where did we go next? About 5 years ago, a couple years into our journey, we started looking for tools for two different personas. One is the expert data scientist persona, which is where we started, those couple hundred folks in our organization. But we also said, well, what about all those reporting and analytics teams that are out there, right? What about them? What can we do to support them? So we started looking for tools for both personas. Now, the guidance I gave to the team was, look, it doesn't have to be one tool. You don't have to come back with one answer. But they actually did come back with one answer. They came back with the answer of Dataiku. Dataiku was the tool that was preferred by our expert data scientists to make some of the work that they would do easier to execute and make them more efficient. And for our what people would call today citizen data scientists, right, the traditional data analyst, data engineer, reporting analytics that needed a low-code, no-code environment, it was the right answer for them. And the result of that 4 years ago is when we purchased Dataiku, made it available as part of our Deloitte Data Science Lab platform, and we've been on the journey ever since, and we have learned a lot, just like Geetha from FINRA, and I'm here to share some of those examples with you guys. Scaling data science capabilities can be as challenging as it is critical. It has been challenging. I would like to stand up here and just say, oh, it's been a walk in the park, but really scaling it has been a challenge. And again, those common dimensions that we're all familiar with, people, process, tech, and data are prevalent. For us, the biggest challenge, though, has been with people, right? And in particular, one of the biggest challenges that we've had is how do we address the scarcity of the data scientist, right? We're a 180,000, professional organization, but still the number of data scientists that we have, especially to serve the internal operations of the U.S. firm, is limited. And so let me talk a little bit about these two personas. When I say expert data scientists, I'm talking about folks that have maybe been traditionally trained in statistics. They've been specialty training in building and maintaining and deploying ML models. When I say the word citizen scientist, again, I'm thinking maybe more traditionally folks, data engineers or data architects. That's the path that I came up through. Reporting analysts, SQL engineers, you name it. Those are kind of the folks that I would put into that category of a citizen data scientist. Let me walk you through a case study where really one of our internal teams really embraced that concept of forming kind of blended teams, not one or the other, but blended teams, and embracing that concept of the citizen data scientist persona. I'll get to the use case in just a second, but to set this into context, we have a team, the Government Solutions and Innovation team. It's one of the many different teams within Deloitte that serves a particular area of the business. Most of those teams are in functional areas like finance or talent or marketing. But our government and public sector business is so unique, right, that it's so different from our commercial practice. We have a team that supports just those folks. Now, they were limited in their data scientist capacity. They had less than a handful. In fact, in a team of over 20 people, they had two, right? They had two, but insatiable demand for their skills and the insights that folks were looking for. So what they did is they formed kind of blended teams, one data scientist, one expert data scientist combined with anywhere from 3 to 5 citizen data scientists, and started working their use cases like that. The use case that we've got here was related to our government business, where there's this concept of professionals that are serving the government need to be classified into certain levels. And those levels have very strict requirements about how you can be at that level, right? Because it drives the billing rates, your skills, your experiences, et cetera. Traditionally, we thought about that scenario as simply a compliance activity, right? How do we, when the government shows up and says, okay, here's all the people at the different levels, show me and confirm that they have the right skills and quals to be at that level. Well, that's all well and good, but the idea here is that we could actually build predictive models and models that would help us identify areas of opportunities to level up our professionals and help guide them, in fact, or they help guide their leaders on where we have opportunities. How do we more quickly get people the skills and opportunities that they need on projects and serving so that they can level up? So what was, again, became a very compliance-centric use case all of a sudden turned into the opportunity for us to even drive more revenue and actually drive a better professional experience for our professionals and helping them level up faster. So optimize resource planning for the business, accelerated insights and new types of insights, and then the other kind of factor of this, those citizen data scientists, the data engineers actually getting the opportunity to kind of level up themselves. So I've only got a few more minutes left. I could go into these 10 lessons learned for days. In fact, like I said, I did a almost hour-long presentation on it. Happy to talk with anybody, either downstairs, later on. If you want to actually have conversations after the fact, you can talk with Nitin and Fred, and we could set something up. But let me just hit on a couple of them in the few minutes that I have left. Number 3, overcome potential resistance with unique incentives and change management. Our number 1 challenge was actually with the expert data scientists. Believe it or not, yes, I don't know how many data scientists, and I'm not offending anybody in here. I apologize for that. I would not classify myself as an expert data scientist. But in our organization, our culture, we had these pockets. They were teams formed of nothing but experts. And traditionally, it was like, just bring us the problem. We'll solve it. We'll come back. We don't need these blended teams. Well, they were the biggest challenge from a change management perspective. I also had issues with my folks that we might classify as citizen data scientists. Part of the challenge here is that label itself. I don't actually use citizen data science terms internally, because actually what it does, it creates a mindset for those professionals, those folks that have been analysts. I'm not a data scientist. I have a team of data scientists. When we have that kind of stuff, when we need models built, we go to them and we just drop it off and then we come back, right? So I actually had issues on both sides. So what did we do about that? We did some very, an awful lot of change management activities. One of the best things we did is we went on a roadshow and created a program called the Lighthouse Use Case Opportunity. It was a partnership with Dataiku. And we said, look, we went to all these teams, expert teams that didn't have any data scientists, and we said, look, if you've got a fantastic use case, right, we will partner with you, invest, right, from both our team internally within IT, as well as Dataiku to help get you started on your use case. So we'll invest. Our only ask is that you actually form a blended team, right? And if you didn't have an expert, we would actually partner with you to give you the expert data scientist. You partner with us, you invest, you actually take the training, and you agree at the end of the use case to go on a roadshow with me. And you get to tell people how it went, good, bad, or ugly. The use case that I showed on the prior slide was one of our marquee use cases where Rehan Hussein, who leads that team, went on a roadshow with me, kind of evangelizing it. So that was a key thing. Let's see, I've got a minute left. Number 8, leverage a unified low-code, no-code platform that enables easy access to high-quality, relevant data sources. Again, can't stress enough the common platform capability. If you're going to go down this path, right, and try and enabling both of those personas, they need to be in the same playground, and they need to have tools that both sets can use. My citizen data scientists, most of them, are not going to be in their coding in Python scripts. They've got to be using kind of more of a graphical UI. And finally, I guess I'll leave you, number 10, communicate the benefits and value of citizen data scientists to all stakeholders. We still did that. We evangelize still. But we've done enough, we've had enough successes to get the wins and actually get folks seeing kind of the value of this and the value of the common platform. So that's my time. I'm John Irvin. I appreciate your time.